The United States has abandoned the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, leaving the group exposed to the Islamist-led Syrian Transitional Government, which captured most of the north and east of the country in a lightning offensive. The government began its offensive from Aleppo City on January 6th, using the failure of a merger agreement signed with the SDF in March of last year as a casus belli. Government forces brought the Kurdish neighborhoods of Sheikh Maksud and Ashrafia under their control by January 10th. With no reaction from the U.S., the SDG moved its offensive to the eastern Aleppo countryside on January 13th, mainly to the towns of Maskana and Deir Hafer. Following mediation from Washington, SDF Commander-in-Chief Mazi Abdi said on January 16th that his forces would withdraw from the towns the next day. SDG forces violated the withdrawal agreement by attacking Kurdish forces on January 17th. Later on the same day, the government said that it would attack the town of El Tabqa in the southern Raqqa countryside. An uprising by Arab tribes broke out in Deir ez-Zor on the same day. Tribal fighters backed by SDG forces captured the entire eastern Deir ez-Zor countryside, including the El Omar field and the Konoko gas plant. Syrian President Ahmad el-Sharaa and Abdi signed a new merger agreement later on January 18th. However, it collapsed within a few hours. The next day, January 19th, SDG forces entered the city of Raqqa and began advancing in Kurdish-majority El Hasaka amid a complete collapse in the ranks of the SDF. In El Hasaka, government forces entered El Shaddadi in the southern countryside and released ISIS detainees from a prison there. On January 20th, SDG forces expanded their control into the eastern countryside of El Hasaka, capturing El Hawal camp, where over 25,000 relatives of ISIS are held, as well as the El Yurubiya crossing on the border with Iraq. The government later on the same day announced a 4-day ceasefire as part of the agreement with the SDF to implement the January 18th agreement. Commenting, U.S. envoy to Syria Tom Barrack said that the purpose of the SDF had expired. All in all, it appears that the U.S. has abandoned the SDF. The government promised not to enter Kurdish areas, but its forces are already preparing a final push to capture El Hasaka and Kobani.